It seems like we're always distracted these days. We're never still anymore. It's frying our brains. It's cognitive overload. It's leading us to burnout. We're just overwhelmed by too much information all the time. It feels like we're doing something. It does. It's somehow stimulating. But when we reflect on it, we can't remember a thing. It's just brain rot. And what's happened is we've killed boredom altogether. There's no space anymore. There's no space for life to just be. So here's like a little bit of cultural context. I think our culture sells us the ability to not be bored. And we have an anxious generation because of it. In fact, this book by Jonathan Haidt makes that explicit argument. He says that we're so inundated by information through social media that so many young people today are just lost in this faux flow state where we don't really know how to connect with our lives anymore. We're peering through these little glimpses on other people's lives and we're comparing ourselves to them, and it leaves us alienated. It leaves us making comparisons, false comparisons between ourselves and these other people. And I'd also argue that we have this Protestant work ethic. And the Protestant work ethic tells us that if we can consume and achieve and produce more, then we'll be happy. And all of that takes away the idleness of life. Like, I think what's also funny is like sleep. Things like sleep and leisure time are viewed as productive endeavors now. Like, we want to optimize sleep and we want to have leisure time only so we can be more productive in the future. And it's just leading us to burnout. We're just constantly wanting to optimize our lives so that we can either be more productive or so that we don't have to face the boredom of just being. So I kind of want to make this video about shifting our perspective instead of always trying to distract ourselves or to try and optimize our attention. I think we need to shift our perspective towards having more time to be. What I mean by that, it's not about a dopamine detox or quitting technology altogether, but it's about reclaiming boredom as something good. Like, being bored is not a bad thing. Being bored just means that you don't have a bunch of distractions and you don't have an urgency over something to do. And in that space, in that little bit of time when you're bored, something special can happen. I think that's when we can reconnect with life again. So this is why boredom matters. Boredom invites us to start daydreaming. It invites us to start contemplating life. And what's funny is they can be idle thoughts when you're daydreaming, when you're bored. But more often than not, when you're daydreaming, you end up reflecting on what's happened in the past, where you are, and where you want to go. It ends up becoming a bit of a narrative. And I think that's how we process life. That was the point of my last video. Entertainment and constant distractions just kind of fill in the gaps, but they don't fulfill. They don't give us direction and they don't give us meaning. And I think that's the upside of boredom. Boredom helps us think about our lives and make sense of our lives again. And I think what happens is you start to remember things you've forgotten, you reflect on your own life, and you start to imagine a future. And it's when we start to imagine a future that we actually have hope again. And in some ways, it helps us cultivate more patience. It's actually kind of really nice. It's kind of like meditation. It's like a little meditation when you're bored. And by the way, I think this is a huge thing too. When we let ourselves be bored, when we have that downtime, that's when we get those aha moments. That's when we have those breakthroughs, something that we've been wrestling against. And when we let it go for just a moment, whether we're in the shower or we're on a walk, we'll say, oh, I see. Aha. I get it. It's almost like the void becomes pregnant with possibility. And it's that natural curiosity, our unconscious bubbles up and tells us something that we weren't considering before, that we can't manifest through just our willpower. And so in sum, I think boredom becomes a gateway back into our lives. I just want to kind of close this video with a couple of ideas from the greatest philosophers. So Plato and Aristotle both thought that philosophy was the highest human activity. And they thought that philosophy could only happen through leisure. And I'm not talking the leisure that you try and produce just to become more productive in the future, but real leisure, where you let things go, you become bored, and you contemplate, and you just allow what happens to be. And it's in that time that we gain insight and that we afford ourselves a story about our own lives. It's kind of funny because I think the idleness allows our mind and our heart to soften so that we can see new perspectives and we can have that better grip on reality. And if we're always so consumed with trying to make sense of reality, trying to solve the problem of life, then I think we end up, at the end of the day, losing perspective on what life is. So, I don't know. I think my ultimate goal with this video is just trying to promote the idea that boredom is a good thing. And so try leaving your phone behind, going to a park, and just seeing what manifests. Whatever thoughts come to mind, whatever dreams arise. Because I think that's a natural human experience, and it's better than just doom scrolling. And so dare to believe, dare to dream. Just see what happens.